on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And happy Monday, bank holiday Monday. Feels like a long weekend, but we're here again, people. Hope everyone is well. And it is crunch time for Arsenal this week. It is now or never. Either this becomes one of the best seasons you've ever witnessed, or it's another season of disappointment and same old Arsenal. But hope everyone is well on this Monday. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all of that good stuff. And we'll review the game at the weekend briefly. Another shambolic performance. Do you know what I realised, Martin? I realised something. Everyone always says to me, the chip was offside, right, on my intro. And I always started to go along with it. I said, I was offside, you know. But you know what I realised? It was a goal kick. It came from a goal kick. The goalkeeper kicked it out of his hands, off the floor. Defender misjudges it. I chipped the keeper. It's confirmed. VAR check. I was onside. There you go. So I can confirm I was not offside on that second goal. I thought, you know what? I need to put that to bed. I need to let people know. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. Arsenal fans online. You know, they say, people, only the truth will set you free. Only the truth will set you free. The truth is coming to the forefront at Arsenal Football Club. Even top gooners are struggling. Big up my broski. Do you know what? I'm tempted to block him for that. Shawverts. Bentner. I'd have took banter of that level. Sonogo, the French postman. Shamak, the greasy-haired Moroccan. But Havertz? I don't accept that. I don't accept that. Never. But big up my brother, man. Hope you're well. And I don't know what it is with Havertz. I have a real problem with him. I really do. I have a real problem with him. And apparently he's on his way back as well, which, you know what I mean? Be excited and all that. But big up Turkish, my bro. OGs will be back at some stage. It's supposed to be a weekly show, but we do it about once a month probably. But we will be there, people. Maybe a Champions League win will inspire us. But we've got a lot to talk about. And I'll be honest. Right now, I feel like every Arsenal fan is like a volcano. It's just bubbling underneath the surface at the moment. It's about to erupt. Because even when we lost to Bournemouth, I was like, I'm vexed with that performance. But Champions League on Wednesday. We beat PSG on Wednesday. Who cares that you lost to Bournemouth? Yeah, we'll be too busy celebrating. But let me tell you this right here, right now, people. This team gets knocked out on Wednesday night. I'm dropping grenades all over Twitter. All over. Because I'm telling you, this season for me is unacceptable. I'm done. I'm done. And this Saliba story, we all knew it was going to happen. Are you surprised? I told you, a lot of these younger fans, they haven't experienced the pain of one of Arsenal's best players leaving. You wait until Saliba's holding up that Real Madrid shirt. There's a lot of Arsenal fans laughing at Liverpool today. It's banter between football fans. Trent's gone Real Madrid, blah, blah, blah. I get it. It's football banter. You wait until you see that here we go with Saliba in the Real Madrid shirt. And then tell me about trust the process. Because you think this guy's staying at Arsenal for the majority of his career winning nothing. He ain't even had a Carabao Cup. We know how this story goes, people. Big up everyone locked in, man. Big up Matt. Subtract the Champions League. It would be a normal year under this manager. The Champions League trophy is the end all be all at this stage. That saves everything that he's done at this football club. But if it doesn't happen, you've got to ask serious questions of this manager. And you know my opinion anyway. Sai says, big up Curtis. You called this with Saliba moving. So obvious, bro. You put the Titanic on TV now, I think the boat's going to hit the iceberg. And at the moment, we can see the iceberg. It's whether we can steer the boat out of the way. We've seen this story before, people. Let's be real. Even if we beat PSG, the final would be difficult, but you've got to have the opportunity to be in the final, you know? Big up ambient guitar. This season could be one of the worst. An MP said we will end up with Kivior and Calafiori at the back. It's crazy. It is crazy. Listen, let's start with the big footballing story of the day before we get into the Arsenal news. Trent Alexander-Arnold, lad. I've been here 20 years, but I want to go to Madrid. I want to play with my best mate, Jude Bellingham. That was my Scouse accent of Trent announcing that he was leaving. It wasn't bad. It started off somewhere in Brookside. I don't know where it ended up. But yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, here we go. Real Madrid. Jimmy Corkill settings, people. He's on his way to Madrid. As I always say, man, when we saw him in the club in LA, he was like, I don't want to take no pictures. I was like, bro, we don't want to take a picture with you anyway. But he obviously, I reckon Trent's known for a long time he was going Madrid. He knew what he was doing. Madrid, man said a Scouse chipmunk, I sounded like. He clearly knew Madrid were saying, listen, don't sign a contract. We'll give you a massive signing on fee. 30 million. I don't know if that's pounds or euros, but 30 million signing on fee for Trent to go to Real Madrid. I get it from both perspectives. Liverpool fans probably feel disappointed because this isn't like when Steve McManaman left Liverpool or Owen. Liverpool were a bang average team, so Madrid was seen as a significant step up. I think their disappointment is, number one, they feel they're on the same level as Madrid in terms of on the pitch. And number two, they're disappointed that he hasn't gone there for a transfer fee. I think that's their disappointment. However, and I do understand that. However, my overriding thought process, and some Liverpool fans may not agree, he came through the youth system. He's won every single trophy available for a player at club level. He's 27. They've had him since he was a teenager, and he's going to the biggest football club in the world. They are the biggest. They are the pinnacle. That is the top of the mountain, the most Champions Leagues, the biggest football club on the planet. I just don't think he can say no to this move. I just don't think they can. I know Liverpool have got this sort of European rivalry with Madrid now because Ramos injured Salah. They beat them in 2 Champions League finals. And they feel like, as a boyhood Scouser, he could have become an icon of Liverpool Football Club. But that's Real Madrid, man. And I think sometimes as football fans, we've got to remove ourselves from the emotion of supporting the club. Playing the game and supporting the game is 2 totally different things. It's 2 totally different things. And I think Trent has always had that sort of David Beckham mentality. Oh, he's 26, nearly 27. He's always had that, David Beckham, it always felt like he was going to go abroad. He just had that mindset. You could tell his mind was wandering. I've always felt with Trent he would end up abroad. So I get that Liverpool fans are annoyed, but when the dust settles, I think Liverpool fans have to realise it's a guy that's come through the youth team, won everything at the club and gone to Real Madrid. I don't think you can be that angry about that. If Saka won every single trophy at Arsenal and went to Real Madrid, I think I'd have to say, look, I'm disappointed, man, but it's got to be understandable. That is one club you don't really say no to. It's iconic to say you've played for that club. How would you feel if Saliba did this, bro? If Saliba leaves Arsenal now, I will be angry, but I will understand. I will understand. And if he wins every trophy at Arsenal and goes there, I will equally understand because it's football. Sometimes in football, you're the hunter. And sometimes you're the hunted. When we go hunting, everybody understands it. Everybody understands when we hunt. And we go to clubs and we go, we're a bigger club than you, and we're taking your star player. Nobody sits there and goes, so disloyal, man, that they've left that club. No, you sit there and go, give me your best player. I don't give a damn about your football club. But when you're a big club and you become the hunted, it's very difficult to understand because you're a big club and you don't see yourself like that. But there's always someone that's going to hunt you. And unfortunately, Real Madrid are that club. They can hunt anybody. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Listen, me personally, from a footballing perspective, I'm very intrigued to see Trent in a Real Madrid shirt. Marcel said Stevie G turned them down, but Marcel, do you know what I always say, bro? Real Madrid. Okay, let's look at it like this. Steven Gerrard was going to go to Chelsea. He accepted the move. That's facts. That's not opinion, that's facts. Steven Gerrard was going to Chelsea, a Premier League rival. The only reason Steven Gerrard wasn't in a Chelsea shirt next to Lampard is because the Scousers turned up the heat on him in his own city and he couldn't handle it. You know, bro, it's there. It's factual. They turned the heat up on him and said, okay, cool, you want to go Chelsea, yeah? They were burning shirts. They were saying, you ain't going to be comfortable living in this city and your family are still here. They weren't having it. So Gerrard changed his mind. We know what happened, bro. With Trent, it's Madrid. He's won everything. They're not going to put that kind of pressure on him, you know? Madrid can't hunt Barca. Well, remember the Luis Figo story, bro. They did hunt them once upon a time. Kashi Cole, will you be angrier going out Wednesday when Callum Wilson scored with a broken tooth? I mean, that caused me to rip a shirt, but Wednesday will cause me more problems, you know? Southern Guna, spot on. Where would loyalty have got on Harry Kane? I always say this, people. Unfortunately, football has minimal loyalty. And again, look at the flip side. You go and have 2 bad seasons or 1.5 bad seasons, the fans will turn on you, the club will turn on you. But when players leave, we go, oh, you're disloyal for leaving the club. But players will bin you. I mean, clubs will bin players when it suits them. Forever Gunner, Arsenal are heavily linked with Gittins, good or bad. We'll talk about that. I don't know enough about him, to be honest. I've seen him, he's lively. Is it the same with RVP going to Man United? RVP going to Manchester United was disgraceful from him because his whole time at Arsenal, they was our main rivals and we hated each other. So he went to our ops. However, as much as I think Van Persie is a snake, a lot of my anger was towards my own club. I will never respect Van Persie for making that move. However, my anger was equally towards the club as well as him, because you put him in a situation where what was he staying for? Van Persie was actually better than the level that Arsenal were performing at. Him leaving, I had no issue with. Him going to United was the problem, but he went there and won the title. I always look at the club before I look at the player. You didn't create an environment for him to stay. We were a mess. So, you know. Tarun said, now it makes sense why we're in the race with 50 million. Hoist and Source, I thought we were spending 50 for a backup, regardless of how good a player is. Let's talk business. Let's talk business on a serious level. We're going to review that Arsenal-Bournemouth game. We've spoken about Trent. That's the headline news in football today. I might even do a video about that as well. But we're on the subject of Real Madrid. Let's talk about William Saliba. Let's talk about William Saliba. Because realistically, if you look in world football nowadays, Saliba is the best young centre-back in the world. Van Dijk's the best centre-back in the world. Saliba's the best young centre-back in the world. And he hasn't won one trophy since being at Arsenal, unless you want to talk about the shiny dinner plate, the Community Shield, which I don't consider no sort of major trophy. And what Madrid are doing now is the beginning of what has happened to Trent. They're at the start of that process. 2 years left on your contract, talking to his agent. They will be saying to him, don't sign a new contract. Whatever you do at Arsenal, don't sign a new contract. And the money that we would give to Arsenal, we'll give it to you if you come here in 2 years. However, it may not go to 2 years. Now, the story broke last night, L'Equipe, and now Fabrizio Romano is speaking about it as well. It is out there. Real Madrid are clear. They will be ready to go for William Saliba when the opportunity arises. They will be waiting to see what happens in the talks between the player and Arsenal, just like they did with Trent. And that's coming from Fabrizio. We're going to delve into a little bit more of the story that came out of L'Équipe last night, which is the main French article. No Arsenal fan in the world should be surprised that you're reading this story. My problem is, a lot of these Arteta fanboys, they never thought this story was going to happen. Oh, no, he won't leave. He's happy at Arsenal. Now, don't get me wrong. I could be totally wrong. Maybe Saliba signs a new deal in the summer, 250, 300 grand a week. He's happy in London. But he's not going to stay here forever. And when the trust the process starts to crumble, what are they going to say then? Because ultimately, look at it like this, people. How did Man City hang on to Kevin De Bruyne for so long when he's been at that level for all them years? How come he's never ended up at Madrid or Barca? How come Van Dijk stayed at Liverpool when he's been the best centre-back on the planet for so many years? How has that happened? You keep those players at the club by paying them well and winning trophies. Trophies will keep your top players at the club for at least an extended period of time. How are you supposed to keep this guy at Arsenal for the majority of his career when the guy ain't even seen a Carabao Cup? And he goes on international duty with Mbappe, with Tchouameni, with Camavinga, with all these guys. Yeah, what did you win last year? Yeah, Champions League and the league. What did you win? No, we won the dog. We won the dog. Ain't going to happen. And I tell you what, if Saliba leaves now, or next year, or the year after, I will not be angry with him one bit. One bit. The guy joined the club, got loaned out for 2 more years, lost, I think his mum, went for a torrid time, came back, got to an elite level, Premier League team of the season, both seasons, 3 seasons actually. I believe he's in the one for this season. And Madrid are saying, yeah, ready when you are. Ready when you are. What can we really say to Saliba to say, turn down Real Madrid, stay here? What can we offer him? Because the money, they can match it. The lifestyle, it's Madrid, it's sunshine, it's Spain. The teammates, he's got more international teammates. The trophies, Madrid win trophies nearly every year. What can we offer him? Trust the process. Come on, man. We need to get with it, people, because this is the reality. And listen, he might not go now. I might be wrong. He might say, listen, I'm happy. I'm going to chill. I'm only 23. I can go Madrid in 4 years and still only be 27. But nobody can be angry if he walks out the door. Because Madrid are lurking, and we know what happens when Madrid lurk. They're going to give him the Trent treatment, what Trent's just got. Let's break down the story a little bit more. Yeah, Community Shield, you know what I mean? I don't think that's quite going to cut it. So, this is a story that was on Madrid Extra that came out of L'Équipe last night. Real Madrid are willing to follow any strategy to get William Saliba, which either means they make a bid for him this summer, they make a move for him in 2026 when he only has 1 year left on his contract, which is next year, or they will sign him in 2027 as a free agent. So they've got 3 ways of getting him. They either pay a large transfer fee for him this summer, they try and get him with a year left next summer for a reduced fee, or they go for him in 2027 and get him on a free. Now, I don't think personally he goes to Real Madrid this summer. I don't think Arsenal would allow him to leave this summer. However, the only thing you can say, Arsenal's highest ever sale is like 40 million quid. We've never seen somebody offer 90 million for a player at Arsenal. We don't know how the Kroenkes would react if that kind of money was on the table. Imagine if Saliba says, I'm not really trying to sign a new deal. And Madrid said, we'll give you 90 million for him. A player that we paid 27 million for. How would they react to that? Are they ambitious enough to say, listen, we're turning that down. We believe we're going to win major trophies next season. We're prepared to take that risk. Because if you get 12 months down the line and he's got a year left on his deal, let's say Madrid are saying, listen, just wait one more year. You come here on a free. Maybe then he stays. And I don't think Arsenal would be willing to let him go for free. So this is a difficult situation. Are Arsenal prepared to roll the dice and say, even if he doesn't sign a new contract, we're going to keep him, even if he doesn't commit longer to the future of the club? Would you trade Saliba for Rodrygo? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You need to be buying Rodrygo anyway. But I may have to be ruthless. We can't afford to let him walk for free. My point is this. This is sort of the question what I'm asking the community is, if Saliba says, no, I'm not signing a new deal this summer, are you prepared to let him get to 1 year left on his contract next summer and see what happens over the next 12 months? Or are you saying, listen, the maximum amount of money you can get for him is this summer. If he's not prepared to sign a new deal, we cash out and get the most money you can get for him. I'll be honest, I'd roll the dice. I don't care about the money, but then I'm not a businessman. I'd roll the dice. I'd say, let's give it one more year. Because I think we've got too many problems in our team to be saying, oh, let Saliba go as well. You can't replace Saliba in this Arsenal team. Nobody that's better than him, I don't think there are many centre-backs better than him, would come to us. I don't think you can open up that sort of problem. The only way you can go to Real Madrid for me is if they blow up the transfer market and turn up with something ridiculous. I'm talking 100 million plus, and he's saying he doesn't want to stay. If you get that kind of money, it's very difficult. You know, if somebody offered 100 million for a centre-back, it's very difficult. Bastoni is way better. I'm not sure if he is. And I don't think you could get Bastoni, to be honest, anyway. He's always said he wanted to stay, and he's more, left centre-back. This is a horrible situation. Horrible situation. It really is. Now Timber is the best right back in the league. Trent is gone. Yeah, we'll take that. James said Madrid are broke post-stadium renovation. Need players like Saliba to run down contracts. No chance Saliba leaves this summer or next. James, I'll be honest, I would like to believe that, but I don't believe that. I don't. I understand what you're saying. They've spent a fortune on the stadium. But how many times have you heard Real Madrid don't have money? How many times have you heard Barcelona don't have money and they get somebody? They're probably borrowing money from the bank. The King of Spain owns part of Real Madrid. If anybody can move money around, it's Real Madrid, my friend. I would not be buying into that story that they are broke. I don't think I've ever sat there and said Real Madrid are broke. Maybe because of, financial fair play and stuff, they have to balance the books a little bit. But Real Madrid are the last team on earth that are broke. Remember, building a new stadium means, or improving the stadium means, you're going to get more fans, means the ticket prices are going to go up. They've got Kylian Mbappe. Can you imagine how many shirts they've sold from Mbappe being at Real Madrid, wearing that number 9? It's correct. Nah. Madrid, if they needed to move some pieces around, they could easily get rid of a couple of squad players and make that money. I just think they're saying now, it's smart business. Why spend 200 million on Mbappe when you can give him an 80 million signing on fee and get him for free if you wait an extra year or two? Why pay 80, 90 million for Trent when you can get him for free and give him a 30 million signing on fee? They will be saying to Saliba, if you wait till 2027, 30, 40 million in your back pocket because we get you for free. It's smart business. It's smart business. Forever Gonna Know, we read that one and he said they won't even pay us. They will sign him on a free. Saliba, please stay. Arsenal are going to need to show some serious ambition to get him to sign a new deal. I think they're going to have to pay him ridiculous amounts of money. They're going to have to show crazy levels of ambition in terms of the players that they're bringing in to show him that, listen, we're serious. Everything I've heard is that Saliba is very happy at Arsenal. However, Trent loved it at Liverpool. This isn't about happiness. This is about ambition. Do you know what I mean? So Arsenal are going to have to show that they're serious. The only thing that might rescue us is the fact that Saliba is only 24. He's just turned 24. And he might think, I'm not desperate to go to Madrid yet. I can stay at Arsenal for another 2 or 3 years and still be good. Maybe what I would do if I was Arsenal, this would be my opinion to give us a chance of keeping him. I would say to Saliba, you're 24 years of age. We're going to give you a massive contract, 250 plus, right? You're the best. You're one of the best centre-backs in world football. I'd say 250 plus, new deal. And I would say after like 2 years, we'll put a reasonable release clause in your contract for you to go to Real Madrid so that nobody loses out. But the problem you've got with that is, are Real Madrid going to wait and then pay a transfer fee? Madrid might wait 2 years if they can get him for free. Are they going to wait 2 years and then have to pay a transfer fee for him? I don't know. Maybe Madrid are saying, we either pay for you now or we get you for free in 2 years. It's difficult. It feels like with Trent, they were telling Trent, we will sign you at the end of your contract on a free. So I don't know whether that will work. But he is 24. Trent was a little bit older, so maybe. But the problem Saliba's got, Real Madrid are not a club to wait. If they can't get Saliba, they will go and sign another centre-back. And that might mess up his opportunity. So it's crunch time, people. It's crunch time for Arsenal. Win trophies, sign top players, or you're going to lose your own top players. We haven't been cherry-picked as a football club for a long time. When's the last time we lost one of our best players? You know, Oba and Ozil, we threw them out of the club. Alexis Sanchez is the last player that got cherry-picked. That was a long time ago. So we haven't felt this for a long time. So, but it was always going to happen. Arsenal without trophies is not enough to keep players at the club long term. We've slipped down the ladder. Let's be totally honest. Where we was 10, 15 years ago, we're not there now. The Thierry Henry aura is running out. We haven't won major trophies for a long time. So nobody should be surprised by this, Saliba. And it's going to be the talk of conversation for a long time. Like I said, I don't think Saliba goes to Madrid this summer. But the links, the stories, they're not going to disappear. And I would be very surprised if he signed a new deal. We're going to need Berta to work miracles this summer. Berta needs to sit him down and say, listen, all that foolishness you've been seeing, I'm here now. I'm going to sort it out. Sign that deal. If this ain't working in 2 years, we'll let you go Madrid. But is he prepared to commit to that? It's a big decision for him. It's the hope. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, you know, a lot of Liverpool fans thought Trent was staying. Ash, who is the best centre-back at Arsenal? Curtis Saliba or Gabriel? Who would you be more upset leaving? All right, listen, I'll tell you this. Gabriel has been better than Saliba for the past 18 months, right? In my opinion. And Gabriel feels more ingrained in Arsenal because I think every Arsenal fan loves Saliba but feels like he's going to leave eventually. So I think sometimes Arsenal fans are not as attached to Saliba as Gabriel because we feel like it's a matter of time before Saliba leaves. Who is the better defender? It's difficult. I would still just say Saliba. Just. I think 2 years ago the gap was like this. I think now it's very close. Saliba's younger. Saliba's done it in an international tournament for France. He's done it in the French league. He's done it in the Prem. Madrid want him. He's so good on the ball. I still think Saliba is slightly better. But I think people love Gabriel because of his aggression, because of his leadership, because of the goals that he scores as well. So do you know what? Maybe they're equally as important as each other. Gabriel is the aggressor who goes and bullies strikers, attacks them, and Saliba covers and deals with it like that. You know, it's a difficult one. I think just Saliba. For the age, for the fact he's done it for his national team in a major tournament. But some people say Gabriel for the leadership and the goals. It's a great question. I think both of them help each other. They make each other better players. But great question. Madrid are like Drake. If they want your girl, they're taking her, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bro, Drake ain't taking your missus, man. Trust me. Drake ain't taking your missus. He's a funny guy, man. You heard what Kendrick said. Nah, listen, let's not get into all that anyway. Scott said take 40 million, but Rodrygo must be part of the deal. I want Rodrygo at Arsenal with no Saliba going. Marty, the exhilaration of winning the Florida Cup is beginning to wear off for me. I'm guessing it's Florida Cup champions. You'll never sing that. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. Oh dear. Man said the little sister is dead. Right. Well, allegedly. We heard what Kendrick said. Just make sure you had your little sister from him. Tell me Chubb's the only one that bring your hand-me-downs or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, you know the lyrics. Anyway, Bon Drake, man. Bon Drake. We got enough going on, man. Saliba to Madrid is painful. Unfortunately, I'm about to inflict more pain on the community. We're going to talk about Arsenal against Bournemouth. Don't really want to, but we have to. We have to. Big up Violent said Madrid is like future. There you go. Dre always gets upset when I mention Drake, you know, because he lives in Canada. I think he's adopted, you know, that Canadian Defense League of Drake. He's always saying Bon Kendrick. This comment could be the worst comment I've ever seen in the history of this channel. Monty said, you look a bit like Drake. I don't even know. I don't even know how to respond to that. Monty, all I know is you're holding a 3-minute timeout. You need to consider your actions. I don't know if it's some light-skinned disrespect, but I won't accept that. I just won't. I will not accept. Tempted to block you, but you've been in the community for a long time. Sometimes when you're light-skinned, anyone else who's light-skinned, they say you look like him. But Drizzy Drake? Nah, you got to hold 3 minutes for that. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he don't get gal, but the stuff K-Dot was saying about him, I won't accept that. I'm sorry. I'm tempted to end the stream, to be honest. I'm kind of shell-shocked. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Bournemouth against Arsenal. Man said Drake, you know. Light skin tax is through the roof, people. Let's move. Anyway. Damn, that light skin tax getting high, people. I can't lie. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, I'm shell shocked. Anyway, let's talk about that. I mean, Calvert-Lewin was bad enough, but now Car Park Drake. Is it Stacy? Is it Ashley? And that new Drake song, by the way, could be one of the worst Drake songs I've ever heard in my life. I don't know. That is the corniest, worst track I think I've ever heard from Drake, man. Seriously, man. What kind of song is that? Anyway, we're getting caught up. I was up watching basketball last night. Steph Curry, man. Jeez. I thought they were cooked, but they handled business. The playoffs about to get serious, people. Yeah, that Nokia song, man. That song is a trash bag song. Awful track. Baby girl, you know, bestie. Have you ever heard a cornier track than that? That's why I can't put Drake in no GOAT settings of hip-hop. I'm telling you, his run in hip-hop is legendary, but you can't make music like that. You just can't. I swear he's making music for TikTok. Man's making TikTok music. Anyway, let's move on. H-Town, I'm still hurt after the Rockets lost. It's thingy, man. It's, you know, Jimmy Butler and Draymond and Steph. It's about to get serious tonight anyway. I think it's Celtics, Knicks. Carol said, I like it. You need to relax, bro. Is it Celtics, Knicks tonight? Oh, yes, midnight. It's about to get serious. Celtics v Knicks. Anyway, let's talk about this nonsense game. Let's talk about this. We lost 2. What? Look at the Look at the celebration. I never even clocked this. What are these men doing? It looks like they're doing Michael Jackson in the Thriller video. Dun, 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 dun. It's close to midnight and something evil's lurking in the dark. What are they doing here? They dropped the Thriller on us. I don't know what's good. Look at this. They're clowning us. Who are they meant to be? Beer Claws, is it? I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. I feel like people always clown us when they score, man. They're growling at us. I don't know what we played like zombies. We did. It was Shaun of the Dead. That long giraffe, Hausen, however you say his name, I don't want him at the club. I don't like it. That centre-back, Peter Crouch. Let him go elsewhere. Anyway, let's do the player ratings. We lost 2-1 to Bournemouth. They've done the double on us, by the way. 51% possession, 4 shots on target, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Who cares? We lost. Let's talk about this team. This team, I'm telling you now, right now, I'm hanging on by a thread. I kept it reasonably calm online after this defeat. I was ready to say all sorts. I put them in the drafts. I said, don't say that. You've got PSG on Wednesday. You could be in a Champions League final by 10 o'clock on Wednesday. Put it in the draft. Save me writing it out on Wednesday if it doesn't go well. I can upload them one after one after one. But let me tell you now, I'm ready to just go crazy about this team, this manager, this ownership, the whole lot. The whole lot of it now, people. This is actually more than just Mikel Arteta now for me. Before it was like, Arteta, not good enough, get him out. Now I'm looking at players, I'm looking at owners. Like, seriously, man, lock it off. I'm bored of it. Can somebody explain to me what our goalkeeper is doing on the football pitch at the moment? Like, I've never seen a goalkeeper try and play like a defensive midfielder. The man's an inverted goalkeeper. What are you doing, bro? If you're coming out 30 yards off your line, make sure the pass actually gets to the player. You ain't Ederson, bro. I know he thinks he's Pep, but you're not Ederson. Go back on your goal line and defend. And the thing is, I don't even know if it can't be him. He must be being told to do that. Because what goalkeeper starts running off their goal line like that? It's Arteta. He thinks new tactics. Let's get the goalkeeper off his line so it's like having an extra outfield player. Okay, but what about when he gives the ball away? What about when Mateta chips him from 35 yards out, crossbar and in? What are you going to do then? Playing like he's drunk all of a sudden, this guy. And the second goal, mate. Oh, my days. Oh, dear. 4 out of 10 for David Raya. Don't know. David Ryan, you know, man's playing like Matt Ryan. Do you know what? That David, I might stop calling him David. David makes him sound continental Spanish. I'm just calling him Dave Ray. He played like Dave Ray from Sheffield. Not even David Raya. David Raya. That's Dave Ray from Sheffield. I don't know what the hell that guy's doing. Raya and nephews, he's playing like he's steaming. 4 out of 10. Benjamin White, a.k.a. Benny Blanco, a.k.a. I don't want to play for England while this manager's in charge. I tell you what, Ben, I reckon you should have took all the England caps that you could while you had the opportunity, because you play like that, my friend. You ain't going to be in the England squad anytime soon. I will let you off because you're not fully fit. You've been out for a while, but rusty as hell. When I say rusty, I mean rusty. Like, get out the WD-40. Forget the suntan lotion and the sunbeds and the tattoos that this guy has. Get out the WD-40. This guy was getting cooked like a barbecue that Edu used to buy in the summer. Cooked! Number 4 on his shirt. 4 out of 10 for Benny Blanco. I could have gone lower with the rating. I'll let him off. He's not fully fit, but he was getting roasted. You know what I'm saying? Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. Yeah, solid. I mean, can't remember him doing much, to be honest. Well, we give Lewis Skelly 6.5. He wasn't amazing. Yeah, honestly, just send Ben White to IB for you. Know the problem, though. You know what we haven't spoken about? And we're going to speak about it. The manager says Timber's not definitely available for Wednesday. Imagine him against Kvaratskhelia on Wednesday. Yeah, you're going to need to pray to somebody. Lewis Skelly, 6.5. Just a solid, steady performance for me. Kivior gets a 6. I thought he was okay. There's something about Kivior. Even when he plays well, he still makes me a bit nervous. Still makes me a bit nervous. I don't think I've got full trust for him yet. So I give him 6 out of 10. But you wouldn't want him at centre-back long-term. Zach said Saliba and Gabriel are on the same level for me. T-Dot, if Barca win the Champions League and La Liga, Madrid will have to get new signings now. The lure of Madrid is way too strong because if Barca win the Champions League and La Liga, they've won the quadruple in Spain, and that will be emergency for Real Madrid. Did you score in the FA Cup for Mansfield? Don't think I did in the FA Cup. They usually got knocked out quickly. Forever a Gunner. Right now we are hanging on to a Fred. If Saliba leaves, there won't be a Fred to hang on to. Saliba better than Arteta. He needs to win trophies. I want a double or a treble next season. I don't care. One trophy won't cut it. I mean, it depends what that one trophy is. If he wins the Champions League or the Prem, you would, you know. Have Madrid just confirmed Trent from their end? I didn't think they were able to, or are you just talking about what we've seen from Trent's announcement? Have Madrid actually announced it from their end as well? I've seen Liverpool fans burning shirts of Trent this morning, so not all of them have taken it too well. No, they haven't put it on their socials, but obviously, yeah, Fabrizio and Trent himself confirmed it. Saliba, what I will say, people, is enjoy him while you can playing for this football club. I give him a 7. I thought he played well. He's class. The guy's class at the end of the day, isn't he? He's a class act, and you can't. Clubs have to stop being arrogant, thinking that they're going to hang on to these players forever. Oh, he loves it here. No, he loves it here while it works for him, but when it's not working, he's going to get out of it. You know, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, people. 7 out of 10 for Saliba. Would you give him a set? He's been a very good servant for us. At the end of the day, you've got to remember you have a window of opportunity when you have a top player. Win and pay them well. That's the only way you're going to keep them. If you don't, they'll go elsewhere. Let's go into midfield. Thomas Partey. First half, very good. Second half, played like he had grandkids. First half, very good. Second half, played like he had grandchildren. What the hell was he doing in that second half? Played like he had concrete football boots. First half, I'm like, oh my God, Thomas Partey plays like this. PSG are cooked. Second half, I said, book the return flight from Paris. We'll be home early if he plays like that. I got to give him 5 out of 10, man. Maybe he's a little bit rusty. He never played in the week, but I don't know what the hell he was doing second half. He was all over the place for the wrong reasons. 5 out of 10 for Partey. That second half worries you giving him a new deal. The first half, you're thinking give him the new contract. The second half, you're like, book him a flight, mate. But he's played a lot of football. I'll let him off. He's been very good this season. G said, if Saliba leaves, I want Bastone, no one else. Tough deal to get, man. He's never really made it seem like he wanted to leave. Get the likes up, people. We passed 93K at the weekend. Big up to everyone locked in. Really appreciate all of you supporting this channel. Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard, the captain, one of the highest paid players at the football club. Compared to Mesut Ozil, compared to Cesc Fabregas, I saw a guy do no-look defending. No-look defending. Turned his back on the ball. to defend a corner being crossed in. How are you supposed to head the ball away when you're not looking at the ball? What did you expect to do? Flick your hair and flick the ball out of the way? I've been at the point with Odegaard of drop him, he needs a rest, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting to the point now where if you made a good enough offer for him, I'd be tempted. I've never seen a player have a child and look like he gave birth, he's breastfeeding, he's doing the night feeds. He looks like he's lost weight as well. Like, I need confirmation. Is Odegaard breastfeeding this child? No, bro, Matty, I swear down, 352, hot. Man's rugby tackling Evan Nielsen, and Evan Nielsen flicked him off him like a mosquito. Mosquito guard got flicked to the floor, like when you're in your hotel room on holiday, there's a mosquito, you just flick it. Man just flicking Odegaard to the floor. Sit down, little boy. Get out my way, don't ruin my holiday. He's on the floor. Oh, ref, he hurt my arm. Yeah, you're the captain, bro. This guy looks drained. Physically, mentally, emotionally drained. Real talk. Is this postnatal depression in front of our eyes? And I'm not even playing it down. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I've got a picture here that sums up Martin Odegaard's run of form. And the picture is a picture of Martin Odegaard. If you said, show me a picture to describe Martin Odegaard's season, it would be this. It would be this. He has. His missus has space jammed him. She got a baby from him, and she took all of his footballing ability. Maybe we should play her in the 10 role. Because I don't know what's going on. That's how he's played this season. That facial expression. Ugh, brother. What's that, brother? That's how he's played this season. I have not seen a weaker captain in my life at this football club. I saw Fabregas as a teenager, shirt looking like a bedsheet, going shoulder to shoulder with big boys in the Prem. This guy, trust me, man, the man's from Norway. The man's supposed to be a Viking. You're meant to be a Viking, bro. Haaland comes out the training ground at Man City drinking full-fat milk. Viking business, you know. This guy, like a wet paper towel. 3 out of 10 for that performance. I've never seen anybody do no-look defending in my entire life. People go, yeah, but he got an assist. You end up costing us the game, bro. You did no-look defending. Just stand in front of Evan Nielsen, block him from getting to the ball, and we at least get a draw. Battery's running out on the bloody... Plug this in. Apologies, people. I'm getting flashing. It's about to turn off. Right, there we go. 3 out of 10 for the assist. He played all right first half, but second half, and then he gets the ball on the edge of the box. And he goes, and it's on his left foot. And he says, you know what, mate? I'll have 3 touches of the ball, then refuse the shot, then get barged to the floor and beg the referee for a free kick. Even the ref said, get up, little man. Never seen a player this weak. Nah, no deliveries, man. It was flashing. I thought the laptop was going to turn off. 3 out of 10 for Martin Odegaard, people. Because you're the captain and you took no responsibility and you bottled a shot and you're rolling around on the floor. It was an embarrassment. Bukayo Saka, 5 out of 10. He's had a bad week. Got dealt with by PSG, that they doubled up and trebled up on him. This time he didn't really get doubled up and trebled up on, and he just didn't play well. Oh, I've skipped Declan Rice, and I'll go back to Deckers. We'll do Saka first. Saka gets a 5. Yeah, listen, you're going to have moments with Saka where he just doesn't look sharp. I still don't think Saka looks that sharp. He's going to need more game time, but this club relies on him too much. That's the problem. If Saka plays bad, we tend to play bad. Wasn't a great performance from Saka. Declan Rice, man of the match, 7 out of 10. Simple as that. Declan Rice, 7 out of 10. Man of the match. Quality goal. High energy. Came off. Simple as that. Quality. We need that performance on Wednesday. Gabriel Martinelli. I thought first half Martinelli played well. Second half, it was that same old nonsense. Just running down blind alleys. You ever had one of them? Is it like a moth? You ever had a moth in your house at night and you've got the light in the middle of your room and the moth just bangs into the light? You know, I don't know, a moth's blind or whatever, but it's just hitting into the light bulb. Just hits the light, just hits the wall, and it's hitting the light. It's just hitting everything. It just wants to be near that light. That is the description that I would have for Martinelli at times when he plays for Arsenal. He's like a moth just banging into the light bulb, and you're doing your best to get it out of the room. You open the window, you're swinging things at it to get it out, and it's just hitting the light. Then it's hitting the wall, and you're like, "What the hell's going on?" And then it comes near you, you're swinging the pillow at it. It's just hitting the light bulb. That's how Martinelli, in my head, plays football for Arsenal. And then every now and then you open the window and it flies out the window, and you're like, "Yes, I've got it out of the room, man. That thing was causing carnage in the room." Every now and then Martinelli gets past the fullback, but most of the time, just hitting into the light, bro. I'm telling you now, you got Mosquito Guard Martin Odegaard. You got Martinelli the Moth, Moffinelli. Mosquito Guard, Moffinelli. You got Kung Fu Panda Trossard. And you've got Donkey Havertz. You know, we're becoming an animal kingdom. We're the animal kingdom, people. I'm telling you now. Martinelli gets a 5. First half, he was decent. Second half, he was Moffinelli from somewhere in the Amazon rainforest. Trossard, Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda. I genuinely can't remember him hardly doing anything in the game. Can somebody tell me a moment? Did he have a good shot? I can't remember what he did. I don't know why he still plays for this club, to be honest. David said, "No wonder Sky Sports never invite you on their channel." I've been on there before. Don't need to go on there, Dave. Don't need to. That's why we have our own platforms. Build your own platform. You don't need to go on Sky, mate. They won't tell you about Moffinelli's performance or Mosquito God, but I'll tell you right here, right now. And Kung Fu Panda. Can't remember him even doing anything during the game. 3 out of 10. Nonsense performance. Nonsense performance, my friend, from Trossard. As I said, learn Arabic, mate, and pick your team. Al Ittihad, I hope they come back for him in the summer. He's done at Arsenal. I'm telling you, Trossard's washed. The problem with Trossard, he's a decent squad player, impact player off the bench, and we've tried to make him a starter, and he ain't good enough to be a starter. There's a reason Brighton let him go. Who came off the bench? Zinchenko. Oh, they all came on. Marina. I can't even remember him doing anything. Ethan. How long did they come on for? About 2 minutes? I've tried to put that game out of my mind, but I suppose I should be professional and try and remember. How long did they come on for? 4 minutes. For Sterling, Zinchenko and Wanerian, Marino got 16 minutes. Yeah. Cheers, mate. 4 minutes. Ethan, I'm telling you now, Ethan Waneri, if he doesn't get treated better next season, you need to get rid of this manager. Go somewhere else, because you're too good to be treated like this. He's too good. 2 months ago, we're going, "Oh, you're one of the best young players we've had in years. You can be generational. You should get in the England squad." Now he's getting 4 minutes, while Odegaard's dropping stinkers. You're actually right, you know, Dortmund is a great shout because a lot of the young players get game time there. It's crazy. Watch Arsenal sign Militao when Saliba leaves. Yeah, on the back of 2 ACLs. Joba said, I will keep saying, maybe he found out he's not the father. I know we ain't supposed to joke about that, but there's no logical reasoning. He's just drained, bro. I'm telling you, she's done him. My bad, guys, but on a more serious note, if Odegaard is still injured, which I can see, why play him? Isn't injured Odegaard really better for this team than Ethan? He has the quality, but it's very bad. Now, this account's making this excuse, right? Odegaard apparently is carrying an injury on his ankle and needs an operation. If Odegaard needs an operation on that ankle, then this manager should be sacked for neglect. Because it is possible. It is possible that maybe they thought he can play through the season and then he'll have the operation in the summer. But are you that desperate to have an injured Martin Odegaard in your team than playing a fully fit Nwaneri? Why would is he that good? Is this Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp? Oh, he's that good, mate. I'll take a 70% fit Dennis Bergkamp. No, it's Martin Odegaard, bro. So if he has an operation in the summer, this manager should be getting his P45. And he did do the same with Ben White, by the way. They tried to play him through the pain barrier, and then he had the operation. There we go. Man's mashing up the microphone and everything. So it wouldn't surprise me. If he does, he's a disgrace. He should... Oh, oh God. No, real talk, yeah. Real talk. Odegaard needs to go on paternity leave, man. They need to sign him off for 9 months and let him, figure himself out, spend some time with the child, man. I'm telling you, something ain't right. Something ain't right. When you have a child, you're meant to be blooming in your life. It's the happiest time of my life. I've got my child, the future me. This guy looks like he looks like, you know what Odegaard's going on like right now? You know when you see like a single parent, and I'm not firing shots at anybody here, by the way, but this is just reality sometimes, not every single parent. You know when you see single mums who've got multiple kids, they're on benefits, life is hard, they're living in, a council flat, they look shattered, they've been up all night feeding the babies, the dad's gone AWOL, and, you think, oh, bless her, man, she's got a real... tough job on our hands there, man. 3 or 4 kids. The dad's not helping us. She's been up all night making bottles. You think, bless her, man. You know what I mean? That's how Odegaard's coming across right now. Like he's living in a council flat in North London. He's struggling to feed the baby. No one's helping him. And he's been up all night feeding the baby bottles. Baby's crying, got colic. And he's got to get up in the morning and he's at the bus stop trying to get to Arsenal. Like, oh, I got training this morning, lads. I'm knackered. You know what I mean? Been feeding the babies all night. I'm shattered. The man's sitting in some big house in London, multi-millionaire, with his wife. He's probably got a nan feeding the kid overnight. You're probably jumping in a Ferrari to get to training. And you look like you've lost weight. I don't know what's going on here. What's happened? I've never seen a footballer have a kid and just look like he's suffering. I don't understand it. As I said, people, other channels are available. We're not for everybody. We're not for everybody. Why always me? If he plays for injury and he's the captain, then in one way he's doing what a real captain does, right? Or am I wrong? I want him out, by the way. Bro, you're not, because ultimately, as a leader, by the way, no disrespect to any single mums out there. We love you. We respect you for raising these kids. But you know what I mean? Odegaard, I don't know what your excuse is. Nah, bro, because to me, a leader does the best for your team. Leader doesn't always mean I play every week and play badly. A leader should go, yo, I'm not playing well right now, If I need this operation, yo, Mikel, I need to have the op. I can't perform properly. I can't run properly. Playing badly every week is not what a good leader does. It's that's not what leadership is about. He should be performing. If he can't play and he's in pain, he should have said, look, I've tried, it hasn't worked, I need to have the operation. I would respect that. If they said, look, he's come back, he's played for a month, he's struggling, now he's having the operation, I'd go, you know what? Respect, bro. You've tried to do it, it didn't work. But if you're doing it all season and playing bad, that's not what a leader should be doing, I'm afraid. By the way, Mikel Arteta, player ratings, he gets a 0. Remember, he played in the youth team with this manager. How are you getting the double done to you by Bournemouth and you're meant to be in a title challenge? Bournemouth, home and away, defeats 2 L's, LL Cool J settings. Home and away against your brethren. He's managing Bournemouth. Semenyo's been their best player and he's on the bench and they slap us. They've got Kepa in goal. Kepa, you know. No one rates Kepa. And you know what? I have to say, by the way, not many people talk about Bournemouth as a football club. I looked at Bournemouth the other day and I thought, do you know what? Not many of those players cost much money. And they've got 4 or 5 players in their team that big clubs would sign. I actually think Bournemouth are a fantastic Premier League club. I think they're absolutely brilliant. They play good football. They don't spend much money. They're entertaining to watch. They've got a chance of getting in Europe. They've got players like Semenyo, Evan Nielsen, Clivert, Kirkes at left back is a baller. That Hoyson at centre back, however you say his name. They've got 5 or 6 players that big clubs would sign. I think they're an absolute credit to the league. They've built a new training ground that is fantastic. Go and look at it. And they're building a new stadium. They are a brilliant football club. Brilliant football club. So fair play to them. Semenyo's good, man. He looks better than Martinelli and Trossard. I can't lie. Cannot lie. Anyway, player ratings over. 0 for Arteta. Having said everything I've said about Odegaard and Arteta today, by the way, we win on Wednesday. Forget it. We're unbelievable. If we lose, if we go out on Wednesday, I'm telling you now, I don't think I can hold back anymore. I just can't. I can't deal with 5.5 years, 1 FA Cup, and this is meant to be a golden period for us. Wenger won 3 FA Cups in his last 5 years, and they protested outside the stadium. And he's one of the biggest legends this football club's ever seen. So how come 3 FA Cups in 5 years, we're protesting, 1 FA Cup in 5.5 years, I'm meant to be hyping this guy up? I don't get it. The double standards don't make any sense to me. They don't make sense. I know, yeah, he's got second place where Wenger was falling out of the top 4, but ain't it about trophies? Ain't that what we're here for? I genuinely think that the tide is turning. Even some of the fanboys are starting to get a little bit uncomfortable. Amici said, is the Jamie Gittins rumour serious? Big up Big C, big up the community. Well, you've segued into it. I'll save the Rodrygo one for the final topic of conversation. But Jamie Gittins from Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal are winning the race from him. According to reports, Dortmund will accept a fee of around 50 to 60 million euros. I always say, I've watched him a few times. English player. Dortmund is a very good hunting ground, as Matt Southern-Guna said. Young players go there and do really well. Now, Arteta knows him from his time at Manchester City. Another product of Manchester City's academy. And we've missed out on loads of them. Douglas Luiz, Pedro Porro, Cole Palmer. All these youngsters that came out of the Man City youth team. Jadon Sancho. Jamie Gittins is another one. So Arteta will know him. When I've watched him, very lively, 8 goals, 3 assists in the league this season. He's quick. He's got 4 goals in the Champions League. 20 years of age, English. The question I ask anybody in the community is, how good is he? When I've watched him, I don't often come away from a game and think like, wow, what a player, go and get him. I just think he's a good young talent. For me, it's a no. I could be wrong. Anybody that watches Bundesliga more, jump in the comments. Let me know, how good is Jamie Gittins? From what I've seen of him, I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't think he's at the level that we require. Malik said he's one of the best in the world at hair flicks in terms of Odegaard. Rodri is back in training before Tomiyasu. He is just a myth at this point. Rodri did his ACL and he's back before Tomiyasu. What is Tomiyasu? He's like an urban legend. MP, why will Bistoni leave when he's champions with Inter? He can be again this season. Super Cup winner and a chance to win the Champions League. Why would he come to us? Exactly. Matt said, had to super chat this one. Let's not forget that Arteta was in the team that gave United a guard of honour. He can give the lads a tip for next weekend. This week could genuinely be one of the best weeks or one of the worst. Because PSG, we could go out or we could be in a Champions League final. And on the weekend, we've got to give Liverpool a guard of honour. So you're right. You're right. Arteta will know all about that. Line up, lads. Stand at the side of the pitch at Anfield and watch this team walk out the middle of us while we applaud them at Anfield while they're all high-fiving. Yeah, cheers. Hey, they're going to be high-fiving our players going, listen, thanks for putting up such a rubbish title challenge, boys. Thank you for being such good losers, all of you. Cheers, Havertz, mate. Because you can't score goals, you got nowhere near us. Martinelli, hey, high five, bro. Thanks for running the ball out of play. Hey, Stella or Trossard, legend, mate. You've played like you're steaming all season. That game against Liverpool this weekend is a complete and utter embarrassment for this football club. Complete and utter embarrassment. Simple as that. Guard of honour for the team you're meant to be competing with, but you didn't even compete with them. They've stumbled over the finish line. We couldn't even get near them. They've basically lapped us. It's like having a race. You get lapped by the person that wins it, but you came second in the race. And bragging about it. Oh, guess what? I came second. Well done, son. Silver medal. Oh, yeah, but I did get lapped by the guy that won it. And I fell over as well 4 times. Okay. Yeah, dump that silver medal in the bin. Yeah, fix up. Jamie Gittens. Somebody said Jamie Kittens in the comments. I mean, it would fall in line with Arsenal to sign a baby cat to go with Win the Dog people. So, yeah, Jamie Gittens, I don't know how good he is, but, yeah, we're being linked with him. I don't want him anyway. Let's finish off with a final story. Rodrygo. You guys know I'm a big fan of Rodrygo. I know people aren't completely sold on him. The reports coming out are that Arsenal have inquired for Rodrygo in the recent days. The player will speak with Xabi Alonso, who is expected to be named the new Real Madrid manager, to find out his role in the team and then make his decision. His starting price, they want close to 100 million euros. 100 million euros is 84 million pounds. I think if you could get that down to maybe 75 million, I'd be all over this deal. I tell you, some people don't rate Rodrygo, but I think he's a top player. I just think it's maybe not the right club for him. He's playing on the right. He's the first one who gets taken off. I suppose the problem is, number one, will he leave Real Madrid? Maybe Xabi Alonso will give him a chance. Number two, if Rodrygo was available on the market, what other clubs would be in for him? Would we be at the top of the list? Because I look at Man City and think Man City could do with a left winger. You know, Grealish and Doku are not good enough. Would he go to Man City? There's clubs out there that could do with a left winger. I think on the left he would be better. South Africa Scouser said Liverpool got Gakpo and Diaz. Maybe if one of them went. I think he's a left winger being played on the right. You're never going to see his full potential at Real Madrid because Vinny and Mbappe. He needs to go somewhere, be one of the main players, play on the left. I think he's a fantastic player. I really think he's a top player. I think he would do better at a different club. Imagine Gyökeres, Rodrygo, and Saka as our front three. That can win a league title. But some people say he doesn't turn up. I mean, Marcelo said he's inconsistent, disappears in 80% of games. Nick said Bayern would maybe look at him. I'd give him a chance. I think the left-wing market's poor at the moment, and I'd take a chance. Listen, I would certainly rather sign him than Nico Williams. You know, than Nico Williams. And he's 50-odd million. So I'd rather sign him. The left-wing market's poor. Very poor. Very, very poor at the moment. Rodrygo, Leao, Nico Williams, Not that I want him. Ademola Lookman. There's only a few wingers out there at the moment. Rashford, maybe. There's talk he won't sign for Villa if they don't get Champions League. Mitoma, though, they turned down like a £65 million offer from Saudi. So how much would he cost? Adeyemi, but I'm not convinced by Adeyemi. Listen, get Rodrygo to the carpet. I'm telling you now, I'll take him. Anyway, we're out of here. I'm getting out of here. Brilliant show. I may have said one or two things that, but you know what this channel is, information and entertainment, people. We're going to redirect Potsy's live at 4 o'clock. And I'm going to, let me just set up the redirect for Potsy. Football's 12th man. Let's have a look. Football's 12th. Why does it never show up? There we go. Saliba Madrid swap deal. We're redirecting to Potsy. Get over there and support him. Great stream. I enjoyed it. You know the good thing, no matter what happens with Arsenal, we can always have a good chat in the comments. You know, information and entertainment. What is this inquiry? You know, Arsenal inquired, monitoring, all of them buzzwords that they use. Listen, tomorrow it's time to get serious, right? As bad as things are at the moment, Saliba being linked with a move, guard of honour at Liverpool, lost to Bournemouth, lost to PSG, no striker, blah, blah, blah. I've always said, people, winning fixes everything in football. Winning fixes everything in football. If we beat PSG on Wednesday, you can delete this stream. I'll be celebrating like a madman. I'll be trying to see what's going on with the final. We need to win. Tomorrow, what is it? Barcelona Inter tomorrow. I think we'll do a watch along for that. I'll be live tomorrow afternoon around 1:30. Press conference reaction. I mean, I don't think his press conference till the evening. So we might do a couple of shows tomorrow anyway. But listen, it's going to be very tough against PSG. They lost at the weekend, but they rested 10 players. And 7 of those 10 players were not even on the bench. So they have had a complete rest. Arteta played near enough a full-strength team, which isn't great either. We need to win by 2 goals. 2-0, 3-1, 4-2. However, a 1-goal win gets us extra time. 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. The problem is they've got a better bench than us, so extra time may have a more damning effect on us than them. Number 1 priority is just win the game. If you win by 1, you go to extra time, you're still in it. If you said to me right now, 1-0 win, you go to extra time, I'll say I'll take that. At least we've got a chance. So let's see. People, thank you very much. Great show today. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're redirecting to Potsy. I'll be back at 1:30 tomorrow, and then we'll do Barcelona Inter tomorrow evening. Lamine Yamal settings, and then Arsenal PSG on Wednesday. Big up. Enjoy your bank holiday. See you all tomorrow, people. Bless.